Welcome back to the stream, everybody. That was a nice little break there. The party has just delivered the sad news of Brea's death to her mother. And you are about to go on with your adventure here. But Rose, it sounds like you wanted to do a little shopping before we got going.
Yes, I would like to buy some flower seeds.
Uh-huh.
They don't have to be expensive. They can be like all kinds of different, like wildflower seeds or something. That all works perfectly fine.
Yeah. So, So the question here I'm going to have to ask every time is: do you go and bother a horse dog, or do you find a shop just around town to get some seeds?
I mean, I've been with him when he showed us his goods, right? Did he have flower seeds as far as I could tell?
His goods are crazy everywhere. He's got bags of flour, and he's got iron goods, and he's basically acquired everything that the small towns want to sell, and then he sells those goods to other small towns.
Greg, apparently the break music is still going.
It is no longer going. Thank you. I saw that as well.
I don't think he told Rose off yet. Like, he didn't say you shouldn't come back.
No,
right? Because she was always like very far in the background usually, so I think she's gonna approach her. And Rose is like back in a giant oversized cloak, right? Because as soon as they left the forest, she would be back in her normal attire.
Alrighty, so you get your giant oversized cloak and begin making your way over to Horse Dogs. He sees you come and says, a customer. Thank goodness, I've had my fill of crazies today. What can I do for you? Oh, dear God.
Do you have flower seeds?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I have seeds. I don't know specifically if they're flowers. A small town on the other side of Willard's Mill sells quite a few flower seeds. Different kinds of seeds. They're very agrarian over there. And he, moves over to his wagon and searches around for a bit and pulls out one of those hidden, compartments. And sure enough, you see a compartment just filled to the brim with seeds of every shape and size and color, just, filled up there. He says, I normally get these, and I sell them to the grinders over in Hawks Hollow. They like to make them a milieu of different seeds, and they use it as a paste. It's quite odd. Anyway, if you would like some of these, I'll give you a handful of them for a copper.
Right. Yeah, I'll take a handful for a copper. Sounds good.
Excellent. He takes your copper piece, pockets it.
How I'm doing it is I take out the money.
Uh-huh.
Like, the money I have, and I just have it in my hands like this so he can pick it out.
Oh,
right?
Okay, yes. So he catches on to this after a brief moment of, awkward confusion, where you, both have your hands out, and, okay. Then he reaches in and takes out, thank you very much. Here, please, scoop away, and offers you a handful of seeds.
Right.
Just imagine you take the seeds and then take one by one a hand worth, but the ones that you like the look of.
No, I think I can just I just take I'll just scoop in. It's okay.
Excellent. Yes, you take a nice scoop of different seeds, and they are yours. They have been bought for a copper. He slides the door shut, gives a slant-eyed look at Emily Pumpkin and at Gorback, and he even gives a little bit of side-eye to Tom, though not nearly as much, and kind of shoos you away, but nods graciously to Rose. All right.
I'm the most charismatic in the party. How did that happen?
I think you're really just the least weird. Which at the same time, how did that happen? Yeah.
Right.
Alrighty. What are you all doing?
We're gonna go dig up a grave.
Is it off to the grave now?
Maybe we're gonna do a twofer. We're gonna dig one and dig up another.
Are we going to participate in the ceremony later, we are, right? Like we.
Presumably.
It's up to you.
Or at least Tom is.
Tom said he's gonna, right? Like
Yeah.
I think I would want to participate in that as well.
I gotta shed a single fey tear for this little
Tom
girl.
actually is going to part with you for the moment. He is taking care of the body of this girl. He was asked to perform the rites and to prepare for the ceremony. And so the four of you are going to go dig this grave. Tom kind of says, I need to make sure that this is done right.
And there isn't a proper temple in town, right?
There's not, no. So
Right.
There's also no other cleric. We already asked.
Yeah, so that's I seemed to recall that. Yeah, so
correct.
That's a good way to dispose of Tom for the time being.
Also, I don't see our cleric coming with us to dig up a grave.
Right. So Tom stays behind to help tend to the funeral pyre that will be happening later. The four of you make your way out to the graveyard. It is.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
The mother said that she has no money to buy a plot at the graveyard.
Yes.
Right?
You can.
Does it mean there's somebody who sells plots?
You can infer that the plots, the new plots on the graveyard, are sold. Yes.
So wouldn't the person where you buy the plots at the graveyard know about the graves of the 100 people and who belongs there and who doesn't?
That is a very good train of thought. That sounds right.
Let's go find the plot person.
All right.
Literally the plot person.
All right.
I don't deal with graves. I have no idea.
So you ask around town, and sure enough, you make your way back to Brunhild, and the matronly Brunhild kind of looks at you all and says, "Oh yes, indeed. The new plots in the graveyard, other than the 100, are sold to those who wish to inter their family in the ground for memory. We do this to help raise money for the town. You see, sometimes we don't really have the ability to tax, and occasionally there is need for town funds. So it is something that we do. I take care of it. What questions did you have for this?"
There's an extra grave in the graveyard with the 100.
Is there? Surely not.
There is.
Count.
That seems quite strange indeed. There should only be 100 graves. You see, they are the 100 graves. Have you heard the story of the defenders of Willard's Mill during the time of the Awakening? Yes, I'm pretty sure.
We saw the graves, and there's 101.
Oh, how quite unusual.
And something's wrong with the extra one.
There's something wrong with it, you say?
Seeker wrong.
Oh, well, it's a good thing we have some seekers in town.
There's a
So
evil
it's okay
spirit.
if we... Yeah, it's okay if we dig it up?
Oh, dear. I suppose if there's seeker business involved, I can't object. It's 101st gravestone. I could have sworn that we only had 100. Sure. I would give my blessing. I'm sure the town would be quite relieved if there was an evil spirit, you said. Yes, please. We would be rid of this evil if we can.
Good. Let's go.
Okay. All right. You leave Brunhild and make your way to the graveyard. And here you begin setting about the task of digging up the grave.
Yep.
All right. Who's digging the grave?
Probably Gormac.
Gormac.
And I'm totally giving him bardic inspiration, describing him digging.
Emily begins to narrate the harrowing adventure of grave digging as Gormac begins digging his way into the grave. As you do, you begin digging your way down. You feel your shovel connect with like solid object. Not unnaturally, you suspect this is probably like a wooden coffin or something to intern the deceased in. And as you make a connection there, you hear coming from underneath your feet the cry of the beast. It's and the claws reach out to grab at your feet. Please make a dexterity saving throw to avoid the grasp of the beast as it erupts through the ground underneath you.
I do not have disadvantage on saves, right?
You do not have disadvantage on saves.
Okay.
Skill checks and attack rolls.
Between getting back to town, talking to the girl's mom, and digging up the grave, how much time has passed since I got poisoned?
We'll say a matter of an hour or two.
Okay, well, because I was poisoned for 2 hours, so if it's an hour...
Yeah,
versus...
we'll call your poison free. Yeah,
Okay,
2
all
hours,
right.
we'll say.
You said it's a dex save, right?
Yes, sir. Boop. All right. You are too like entrenched in the grave as you move as you're like trying to dig in, and as this claw bursts out, you try to like hop out of the way, but you just can't in time, and it rakes into the meaty, fleshy part of your thigh for 6 points of slashing and tearing damage. And with that, I believe we are hitting initiative with everyone.
Oh yeah. Get it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, the beast is terrible at initiative rolls. It's really ass at initiative. Emily is going at 20. Gormak is going at 15. Janlar is going at 21. My God. And Rose at 17, and Tom is dealing with a body. Okay, so you feel this pain race through you. The claw bursts out of the ground. Janlar, you see this happening as he's digging in the grave. What do you do?
I'm gonna walk up next to Gormak and take some powdered silver and iron out of my component pouch and cast protection from evil on him.
Ooh, okay. You take out your powdered silver and your iron, you spray it on Gormak, and you incant the power of protection from evil. You make it rain, the powdered silver. And the magic goes off. What does it look like when a creature is encased in your protection?
I would say he probably glows like a silvery gray color from the silver and iron that
yes.
fused.
Gormak, you begin to glow silvery. What else were you saying?
So, no, I was going to tell him for 10 minutes then he has, he receives protection from fiends, undeads, fae, celestials, aberration, or actually it's one, so I would say undead, I guess.
Choose undead. Perfect. I was going to ask if you were going to choose fiends or undead.
Technically, it's all of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is, so I would say undead.
It is all. I've read up on it, and they clarified it's all of them.
Fiends.
Because it says
Fiends,
against certain
undead,
types, and then it
fae.
lists all of them. It doesn't say you need to choose one. It says no way you need to choose one.
Fiends, undead, faes, and celestials. Yes.
Aberrations, celestials, fae. Hang on. Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay.
And it says creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target, so it's plural, so it's all these things.
Alrighty, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to do any of that, but
Yeah.
you'll find that out. So,
Because we detected and it didn't detect it. Like,
correct.
we detected evil and good.
Correct.
And it didn't.
So Janlar, you cast your silvery shield. Emily, you see Gormak attacked from below. What do you do?
I'll dive. Actually, I won't need to dive. I still stay up above Gormak's head, and I start cursing at this thing and give it a bit of good old vicious mockery.
Yes! Oh, very good. Okay.
Hopefully, it's not wise.
It is in fact
Of course it
very
is. It's
wise.
a crit.
And your mockery falls on deaf anger. You just feel a seething anger from the beast as it's beginning to rip its way out of the ground beneath Gormak's feet. It's unperturbed by your mockery. Anything else you're doing with your turn there, Emily?
Yeah, with my bonus action, I am going to give him Bardic Inspiration, as I obviously describe as always.
How many times have you given Bardic Inspiration today?
This third,
This is his third. Okay.
at least.
I think you're pretty close to out on opportunities to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's his third this session, because he's given 2 to me and 1 to Faye.
Yeah. So I'm pretty close to the end.
How many you have? 4 total at level 1.
I think so.
Charisma modifier.
Oh, well, I'm out. Never mind.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he already has Bardic Inspiration from when he was digging, so I think that'd be it. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. That is your turn. That brings us to Rose. What do you do as this creature attacks from the grave?
Gormak looks pretty bad, right?
Yeah, that was not a very pleasant hit, and I did take damage in combat earlier.
All right. So I'm standing close, but am I in melee range with this thing right now?
You can you can get there with a move action, unless you were
Right, but I
standing
could also
right over the top
disengage
of the
from
grave.
this if I wanted to, because I don't
Yes.
want to get in melee right now. So I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna use my last spell slot actually
Excellent.
on Gormak to heal him with healing word if I find my spell category. There we go. Sorry.
All right. How do you use healing word? Right, it's a spoken word, right? Is there some kind
Exactly.
of secret to it?
There is kind of a ritual. So when Rose casts, she touches the little rose on her neck, right? And in the other hand, she like reaches out towards the creature. And so you see around like Gormak's hoof, I guess, you see like this tiny vine that shapes up, right?
Oh,
And then
nice.
it touches the spot where he was hit. And from that little vine, you see it's like lichen that slowly grows over his wound.
Oh,
right?
very nice.
And it's like
Yes.
yeah.
Perfect.
And then
yes.
the little, vine disappears again, but the lichen just stays like a patch on the
You
wound.
command the vines of the earth to wrap around and heal Gormak for 5 points of damage there. Excellent. At that point, it becomes your turn, Gormak. You've been gored. The beast is in the process of ripping its way out of the ground beneath your feet. You feel the healing touch of the vines around your thigh. What do you do?
Can I, like you said, it's in the process. Can I see it? Is it attackable right now, or is it
Yes.
just like flailing?
Well,
Okay.
like, it's mechanically, on its turn, it will be out of the ground. But in the, like, prevailing turns, it's in the process of getting out of the ground.
Okay.
So, yeah.
As long as I can see it well enough to attack it, Gormak's going to use a bonus action to rage,
Ooh.
and his action. So it's gonna claw at me as I'm digging, and Gormak is just gonna, like, as it does that, Gormak's just gonna like snort. You're gonna see a little bit of like cartoon like steam puff out of his
Yes.
nostrils, and he's just gonna take the shovel and just drive it into this thing like a spear.
Oh, all right.
Because I don't have my axe out.
I
have a
like
shovel.
it.
I'm
Yes.
gonna fucking just bam.
You snort and just slam the shovel down on him. Please attack.
Am I proficient in stabbing someone with a shovel, or is this pure strength?
I believe this is an improvised weapon. You are not a fighter. You're a barbarian. I believe you are not proficient in shovel stabbing.
All right, that seems fair.
Yeah.
14.
Totally need to get a war shovel now.
A 14 does hit.
How much damage would you say that a shovel does?
I'm gonna go ahead and say shovel does D6 damage, especially from the like plunging it down from the height as an improvised
Alright.
weapon. Yeah.
He takes 10 shovel damage.
Oh,
Wow. Get
yeah.
shoveled.
Once
I'm
again,
raging, so I get a little extra bonus from that, and then I'm just gonna leave the shovel. I'm gonna like pin it with the shovel, and then pull out my axe.
nice. The shovel just embeds itself deep into the collarbone of the beast. Blood ichor or black ichor begins to ooze from it again. It finally erupts out of the ground in front of you, and it begins to swing its claws at you violently. 6 does not hit you.
Nope.
It then attempts to bite at you. For 17.
17 will hit me.
Alrighty. Please make a DC 11 Constitution save versus the poison, since you are no longer poisoned previously.
Yep. 1d. Do I have a bonus because my antibodies are already stacked against it?
No, but you are raging, so you have advantage, right?
I don't think on Constitution saves.
Not on
I have
Constitution
advantage on
saves.
Strength saves.
Okay. Well, then no. Then just straight up.
I think I'm okay though.
You're good. So it chomps down viciously, and you take 4 points of piercing damage from its bite. But you don't feel the same radiating pain of heat coming through you. You are not poisoned. Your body seems to have fought it off.
You said it's piercing damage, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay, so I half that because I'm raging.
Correct, sir. Yes. Janlar, you see this creature erupt from the ground, shovel still stuck deep into its flesh, take a bite out of your companion. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast Firebolt, so I wave my hands around and shoot fire out of my hands.
That's the most laissez-faire Firebolt ever. Oh, yes, I wave my hands around.
I just had to log back into D20.
All right. Excellent. You incant your fireball. Fire erupts from your fingers and rushes towards the beast, striking it, but the beast's thick hide doesn't take any damage from your meager bolt of fire. It burns out on its flesh, and it screams again.
Is this the same, thing that we killed earlier?
It looks identical, yes.
Including its eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there are empty, soulless pockets where its eyes would be. Scarred tissue around them as if they've been dug out. The beast is black entirely, except for these long, protruding claws that culminate in where its arms would be, and this, talon, hinging beak that it bites down with. Emily, you see the fire erupt and fail. What do you do?
I'm gonna sweep it like a magpie with a rapier attack.
Yes.
7 doesn't hit.
All right, you dive bomb from the sky with your rapier. It pings off harmlessly. That brings us to Rose. What do you do?
Right. So I pedaled backwards a tiny little bit. I'm going to swing out one arm, and as she kind of lashes out, in that moment a vine extends from her wrist. And then she throws the vine in the air when it's still attached, and she just catches the other end, and she has a sling, right?
Oh.
There's there's a tiny leaf in the middle that she could use as a sling. And then she rummages through a side pocket and takes out a little pebble. And then she kind of breathes on the pebble quickly. She's like, right? Which makes it glow slightly.
Oh.
And then she which is her magic stone spell cast.
Oh,
And then
nice.
still with disadvantage, she's gonna throw it at the creature. 1 plus 6. 11. I guess that's a miss.
The 11, yes. The stone arcs out in its glowing brilliance. You see it arc across and over Gormak, striking the beast, but bouncing off, not affecting it in any way. You cast your spell, you attacked. I think that's your turn. Movement?
No, I'm good. I'm good where I am. I'm in not melee range, so that's all I wanted.
Gormak. You see the stone and the fire striking ineffectually at this creature after it's bit you. What do you do?
I'm just gonna two hands on a great axe and just try and cut this thing in half in the middle.
Oh, going for the big swing. All right.
Yep.
Wind up and take your swing.
1d20 plus 7.
You hit for sure. Make some axe damage.
Let's do. So I get plus 7 on damage because I'm raging. So another 10.
Another 10.
With the great
Okay.
axe. And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to make my Minotaur Hammering Horns attack.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is after I hit a creature with a melee attack as part of the attack action on my turn, I can use a bonus action to attempt to shove that target with my horns.
Okay.
It is not more than one size larger than me. Is that correct?
It is not.
Okay. So it needs to make a strength saving throw. DC is 15.
Okay. It is a 16.
It
exactly.
passes. It is
yes.
not. It is not pushed.
All right, so you swing your axe, cleaving into it. Ichor sprays. It looks hunched over and angry. You bat it with your big, heavy horns.
Yep.
It
Whack it with
strikes
the horn.
it. Yeah, it does that anime thing where it's like legs slide back in the dirt, but
Yeah.
it doesn't flinch. At that point, the beast goes. It only has Gormak in its sights. Emily has not pierced its hide yet, so it continues to swing out at you.
That's fine. Of targets, Gormak's the one it should be attacking.
For a 17.
17 will hit.
Alrighty. For 5 points of damage with its claws, it arcs into you and rends flesh. It follows that up with its bite attack. For a 21.
Oh, yeah. That
Also
doesn't
hits.
look good.
Once again, save for damage, or save for poison. As it does.
Do I or don't I have one Bardic Inspiration left?
We'll allow you to have one. He said he gave it to you as you were
You're
digging.
Okay, I will use it on this 9 Constitution save.
Okay.
So we'll see if we can get. So
No!
13 total.
13 total. That passes DC 11.
Okay.
So you shake free of the poison, leaning on the words of your bard as you take 3 more points of piercing damage from the bite.
Okay.
All right. That is the top of the round. Janlar, you see this epic fight coming forth between Gormak and the beast. The beast seems to be getting the better of it this time around. What do you do?
Well, Gormak's raging, so I'm only taking half damage. So, but
That's fair. Okay,
It is
maybe it looks
yeah.
more even. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
probably about even
Yeah,
right now.
There's an epic fight back and forth. Axe and blood fly as they do war. What do you do?
I would be in really bad shape if they hadn't healed me, though. So,
I'm gonna try to step around to the side so I'm not hitting my Minotaur in the back and cast another firebolt.
Okay. All right. You flash your flames at it.
Oh, nice.
Nice! Your flames erupt from your fingers and strike, burning the flesh of the creature. Roll damage, baby.
4. Oh,
For 1, you do just enough damage to get its attention, though. It looks in your direction, its eyeless face directly looking at yours, and you can smell now the smell of burning flesh, like the smell of burning leather, right? Even like almost cured flesh, as it erupts around you. Anything else with your turn, sir?
no, sir.
No, sir. All right. That'll bring us to Emily. Emily, you've flown in like a pigeon. Are you coming around for round 2?
how much
I
movement
feel
did Janlar use on his turn?
How much?
much-
What?
Movement did Janlar use on his turn?
Not much. Just a few feet to make sure I got to the side of you, so I would right behind you.
Gormak. Well, no, Gormak's raging. Never mind.
Okay,
Go back.
Emily, what's going on with you?
Sorry.
I think I'm just going to curse at it some more.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I got the right one. There you go. A bit more vicious mockery.
Alrighty. It is immune seeming to your mockery. As you fly by, you curse its name, and it just continues trying to viciously strike its way at Gormak.
That advantage just not happening.
It's not happening, yeah. Alrighty. Anything else with your turn?
Nope, that's me.
That's you. Okay. That brings us to Rose.
Right.
What are you doing?
So I think we have established that Gormak is still holding up, kind of. So I'm going to breathe on and throw another pebble with my sling.
Nice. All right.
Or actually 22.
22, you hit. Yeah.
So that is, hold on, I gotta look up that damage. I think it's a d6. Yeah, d6. 1d6 plus 4. 10
Nice
damage.
for 10 points of damage.
Much as I did with the shovel.
Yeah, yeah.
And the great axe.
You breathe on this pedal, sling it out there. Gormak, you see this pebble arc glowing right past your head, strike the beast in the face. It kicks back in pain. What do you do?
It's hurting. It's kind of we're starting.
One might call it bloodied.
We're building our assault. Glancing. Nope. Gormak's raging. Gormak just attacks.
Gormak again snuffs and just attacks.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I was gonna ask a different question, and then I went, nope. Gormak attacks. 12 to hit?
I believe that misses, but let me double check his exact AC. Yes, that misses.
Okay.
Yeah, your axe gets deflected by its sharp, hooked, claw-like hands.
Okay. Yep.
Is that the end of your turn?
I can't use hammering horns unless I hit with the attack.
Okay.
So I don't have another bonus action to take.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, that brings us to the beast. The beast snarls at Rose and obviously wants to get there, but is locked in combat with Gormak. So it continues to try to cut past you on its way to Rose. It will attack with its claws on you. For an 8, I believe that won't get the job done.
Nope, it missed.
And it is annoyed by you now and comes around to bite at you for a 13.
Not just hits. I have 13 AC.
Okay. I think you're still unpoisoned, so give me another save for that poison.
Oh, when the tank isn't there, though. Oh dear.
All right. You take another 3 piercing damage from the bite, and you are once again inured from the poison.
Yep. Not having any of this.
Yeah. So Janlar, you see the beast bloodied and beaten back by Gormak and Rose's efforts. What do you do?
For the record, Gormak is also bloodied.
We continue to attack with Firebolt. Hopefully bring this down before.
Okay. Yes. You shake your hands, erupting flame at them. That's you gotta get the slash roll in there.
That's not it.
It's a good try, though.
He's gotta get the buff.
Almost
in there.
as good.
Pretty good. All right, you hit. For 3 points of damage. Again, flame erupts around this creature. You smell the acrid smell of burning, cured flesh as it wafts around you. Emily, you've tried to mock this creature. It's covered in the smoke of fire. What do you do?
I'm gonna dive bomb it again.
All right.
Oh yeah!
Woo! You wheel around with your rapier and you stab it.
Sorry, double clicked it. 5.
For
piercing
5 piercing damage. Yes. Alrighty. Your rapier cuts along. It's a wound already opened up by Gormak, and you just drive it deeper with Ichor spraying as you fly past it.
I'm now an evil pixie as I'm covered in black.
Definitely. Alrighty. That brings us to Rose. What are you doing with your turn? Rose?
Yeah, sorry.
okay.
That very second, my internet just cut out for 3 seconds. I'm
Okay.
I think it's gonna be me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. I guess I'll throw another. I'll try throwing another pebble.
Throw another rock.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a miss.
Yes, this time the rock arcs wildly over the creature and does not strike true. Gormak, you've seen the beast ripped into by Emily as she flew by. What do you do?
Gormak's gonna keep attacking it till it's dead or he's dead. One of us is gonna fall eventually.
All right.
I need to go into roll 20, which is in a different window. I have the stream up. There we go. Where's my there? 25.
Nice. You strike it.
Somewhere I've got my. There it is.
For 16.
Holy.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. The beast staggers and falls like on its hooks, keeping it up in front of you. It shudders for a moment and then looks up on its last breath and just screams. It obviously is 1 hit point away from dying. It takes its turn.
Well, I'm gonna bat it with my horns.
Oh, that's
and then
right.
It can make another strength save.
Yeah.
The
Get it.
horns. It fails its save, I believe.
It fails.
Yeah.
That I'm going to push it 10 feet away from me. I'm just gonna toss it sort of forwards and farther away from the rest of the group.
It falls, felled by your attack, holding itself up. It looks up to scream at you, and before it can even get its scream, you whip your horns and just bash it. It goes sprawling over the top of this little hole that you've dug and been fighting in, and rolls 10 feet to the ground away from you.
I wish that this attack did damage, but it just pushes it 10 feet.
Yeah, if it did damage, it would be very good.
I can't make an unarmed strike as a bonus action, right?
I believe you just took your bonus action, correct? To
No,
use
I
your
mean like in
horns?
general, because I think that's a monk thing, isn't it?
It's a monk thing. It's martial
Yeah.
art. Just take a point in monk.
Yeah,
Just
because
level up.
I'm not technically dual wielding, so
I don't know what 5e says about unarmed strikes as dual wielding.
I was gonna say if
there's a part
if
of me
you're
that
dual
thinks
wielding,
you can.
you can make a
Correct,
bonus action
correct.
to attack, but I'm not. I have an axe and I have my horns, and I don't know if I can just attack.
I don't
with
think
my
it.
horns.
I don't think so because you have this specific skill, right? As a Minotaur, I still don't have the Minotaur book. I don't know where that comes from.
It's the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have that.
Back that up.
Anyway, because you have a specific skill as a Minotaur involving your horns, I think it probably makes sense to stick with that rather than
I'm
granting
inclined
like bonus actions.
to agree as well. Yeah, I'm just making sure that I'm not being dumb and not attacking with my horns when I could. So
Absolutely. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So you make this creature go sprawling to the ground. It is almost dead, but it picks itself up on its turn, and it's going to make a choice of who to attack here. Well, it's still attacking good old Gormak. It is enraged by the amount of damage you've done to it, and it picks itself up and lunges back at you with its claws, trying to fell you.
for flavor, can we say Gormak lunges at it too, so they
Yes,
just collide?
absolutely. You collide in a flailing mass of limbs and talons and sharp things. Does an 11 hit
is
you?
not going to hit. I guess, nope, 11 doesn't hit me. I guess technically Gormak has movement less, so after I push it, we'll say that I use some of my movement to move back at it.
Nice,
Yeah.
excellent. All right, and it follows that up with a bite. Also for 11, ineffectually biting. Janlar, you see this thing on its
Gormak's
last...
just holding it by the throat as it's trying to...
Yeah, you see this thing tangled up with...
I'm holding it at arm's length right now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You see him tangled up with Gormak. Gormak holding it off by its throat. What do you do?
I'm gonna run up and hit it with my dagger instead of using my firebolt.
All right, Gormak or Janlar takes out his
With the
dagger.
knife, like...
Yeah, and you become rushing in, successfully stabbing it with your dagger. How do you kill this creature? Or, well, how do you kill its current form?
Yeah, if he's holding on to it, I just run up behind it and stab him in the back with a dagger.
All right, you stab it in the back, wrench it through what would be its spine. It again falls to the ground, and you see its body twitching, and as it comes to its last twitch, it begins to melt again down into that dark ooze.
Still no eyes.
Maybe they're in the hole.
Gormak stops raging. Like, looks at Janlar, And like the ichor on Janlar's like knife just kind of goes, just reaches across and just claps him on the shoulder. Good job.
Thank you. You fought valiantly.
Gormak nods. I know. And I turn.
I know.
Excellent. So you failed yet another of the incarnations of this beast. Do you finish digging up the grave here?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Actually,
right.
before that, Gormak's gonna like, we have what 7 vials of holy water, right?
Yes, because Tom made one and
All right.
you got 6.
Gormak's gonna pop one open and just pour it on the ichor and see if anything happens when he does that.
You get a nice pool of ichor and water. It like mixes together. Some of it washes down into the grave that you were working on.
Gormak just kind of tosses the empty bottles. Well, I didn't do anything.
Should probably keep that bottle. We might use it for something else.
Yeah.
We don't have to buy one.
Gormak picks up the bottle, puts it back in a little pouch.
No littering.
And I'm like holding the cork, like, here you go.
Pulls my shovel out of the puddle that it's fallen into and goes back to digging the grave.
All right, you dig up the grave. Eventually, you get to, instead of a coffin, you were pretty much right at the edge of it. It takes you just a few minutes to reveal a wooden oblong box, too small to actually be a full-sized coffin, and it, like the gravestone marking it, is entirely unmarked. You unearth it, and you find it to be about the size of like a chest you might put at the end of your bed, right? Just a little box, unadored, completely made of wood. The latch that it has hinges, and the latch side of it is just made out of a simple bronze that has been tarnished by age, as in basically green at the moment.
Gormak
How
pick it up.
how can it be so old when it's new?
Gormak will pick the chest up and set it at ground level.
I look at Rose and I'm like, because maybe it's not new. It just looks new, but it's not new. I don't know. You're asking very hard questions.
I scratch my head.
Do you get it?
I guess I'll start casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay, Janlar continues to sit
Make
on
way
his
for the
hands
wizard.
and begins trancing, while you all stare at a wooden box you've pulled out of an unmarked grave.
Yeah, Gormak will be like, should I open it?
Open it, big boy. You earned it.
I open it.
Inside the box are 2 large eyes that seem to have been ripped out or scooped out of a creature. The like retinal stalk still hangs back behind it, and it is not fresh and bloody, but it's all there, and seems well preserved. The eyes are about as big as your palm, with irises that are somewhere between hazel and gold, almost like a autumn tree that it reminds you of. As soon as the box is opened and you get a good look at this, you hear coming from behind you the screams of somebody near his hut, and he opens up the door and looks out at you and goes, "Did you fight the beast? I heard combat!"
Gormak just holds up the eye like it's his Legend of Zelda.
You have the eyes! Bring them to me! We will banish the beast! We will end the cycle before it comes back! Quickly!
Gormak looks at Janlar and then looks back at the crazy guy and goes, 8 more minutes.
8 minutes! I don't know if we have that long! Okay, I will get the book! I will get the book! And I will begin the ritual! I already have the book! My God, I'm fast! And he like shuts the door, and begins waiting for you.
Gormak whistles and just kind of like kicks some dirt with his hoof.
Alrighty, excellent. So you.
While that's happening, you just see Emily sitting on like Gormak's shoulder or leaning against his horn, like just muttering to herself as I'm like riding another tail.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gormak like reaches down and like kind of starts like pulling the lichen off of his leg where it like healed like a band-aid where it's like kind of half stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it hurt when it comes off? Is it like a band-aid? You have to like rip it all off in one go, or like?
I feel like because it was a healing spell. I don't know. Faye could flavor it if she wants to.
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't think it hurts. It's more annoying, right? Because they are like those tiny stickies, so you have to like pick them off one by one. So it takes it doesn't just rip off like one, but you have to like, scrape it off a little bit.
you gotta like peel it off like it's like a patch of like glue or something that got stuck to your finger. You just like.
All right. So after 10 minutes of waiting around in the graveyard, and every 2 minutes or so, the guy pops back out of his shanty and goes, "Is it time? Bring me the eyes!" And then you assure him there's still minutes to go, and he goes back to what he's doing. You finish your ritual. Your eyes, you can see the glowing magic, and these do have a faint magic aura to them. Very, very softly, the eyes do glow magically.
They don't move though, right?
The eyes have
Like
not
they don't
moved.
look at things.
No, they have sat in the box. Oh, except for the one that was held aloft by Gormak. And we heard like da-na-na-na, right, like that happened. But Janlar, you see just this faint aura around the eyes of magic.
Okay, if I just see a faint aura of magic, then I'll say yeah, we can give it to the screamer. I don't know his name. What's this guy's name?
You've never asked for his name.
I didn't think so.
I was gonna say, I don't think we've ever asked him.
Yeah. Screamer. So I bring it to this guy who yells a lot.
Okay.
I say bring it to the guy who yells a lot. Eyes.
So the four of you pick up the eyes and bring them to the shanty. You open the door, and inside the shanty you see haphazard candles thrown about. There's a book, the book with runes sitting open. He's hastily drawing something on the floor, and he says, "You've come! You've brought the eyes!" He grabs the book. "Bring them to me! I will make the ritual!" And he puts his hand out.
Need both.
Yes! Both of the eyes! They're part of it! We will break the cycle today!
How big is this chest? It's like fairly large, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the size of a chest you would put on the like edge of your bed, right? Put like comforters and stuff in. It's just holding
Goramak's just gonna
eyes.
like hand him the whole chest that the eyes
The
were
chest
in.
just like thumps down on his hand. He's, ah! Ah! And he gets the hand out, and he picks up both of the eyes, looks at them, and just kind of smiles to himself. His attire kind of shifts and changes, and there's a big black robe there, and a more well-trimmed and proper-looking man. Same face, but the disguise of the disheveled, crazy person goes away, and he just quietly puts them in his robe and says, "Thank you, my friends. The Chained Lord appreciates your sacrifice." He touches the book, walks into the drawings on the floor, and the whole scene just appears to shift and turn, and he vanishes along with the accoutrements of the shack.
God damn it, he was evil all along. God damn it. I told you we should have killed him.
Gormak looks at Janlar and goes, "Did we win?"
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Gone.
Gormak looks like he's waiting, just for the record. Like,
Okay, I'll just wait then.
So did only the guy disappeared, but the hut is still there.
The hut that you are standing in is still there. There was like haphazard candles and like these markings on the floor and this book that he held, and all of that shifted with him. You are now just standing in an abandoned hut next to a graveyard.
Do we know
So
yet?
what?
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
So what did we sacrifice exactly?
Shit ton of HP. We just delivered the eyes to an evil guy.
He was
I knew
evil?
He wasn't right. Yeah. His demeanor shifted and then he left magically.
Oh, why didn't you tell me to stop him then?
I didn't think about it. I was in shock too. I didn't expect him to be just like, I'm evil and then leave. I thought he was gonna hang around so you could ask him some questions.
Gormak looks at you and goes, "You thought he was gonna tell us he was evil?"
Never know.
Gormak looks like, you're right. You never do. Just kind of nods like, Emily's right. Yeah, knows what she's talking about. All right.
So let's go find Tom. We got a girl to send to the heavens.
Yes.
Well, let's go tell the priest that we may have given the eyes to an evil man. Good idea.
Yeah, that too.
Yep.
He needs to know.
Yep. I bet Tom would have known he was evil ahead of time.
I would hope so, because he fooled all of us, and I told you to kill him earlier, did I not?
Yep. Yep. That happened.
All right.
Tom told us not to.
Exactly. This is all Tom's fault.
Shows what he knows. No more listening to that. We should just leave him here.
All right, so the four of you leave the shack by the graveyard and head out into town to find Tom and begin the process of the cremation of this young girl. Yes.
Does Janlar still have detect magic up?
Yeah, it lasts a few minutes. Absolutely.
Is the ichor still there? Is it still magic, or is it,
It is
gone now that the eyes are
gone.
gone?
It is gone.
And do I see anything out in the graveyard? Just
No, the graveyard seems very nice.
Is the 101st grave still there?
It is. It is still there, but it is open, like dug up. As you depart, you walk back into town to find Tom, and right there, I think, is a good place to take our second break as we are coming up on 2:00. We will pick back up on the other side in about 5 minutes. We'll see you soon, chat.